Why look, it's Mario! And he's back yet again in this really cool 3DS game. It's Super Mario 3D Land, today on Power Up. Oh, hello there. As usual, welcome to the show. In today's episode, I thought I'd do my very first 3DS game. And to celebrate the occasion, with the release of Super Mario 3D World coming out for the Nintendo Wii U, I thought I'd do good old its predecessor, Super Mario 3D Land. This is a really fun 3D platformer, and I look forward to 3D World as well. Well, let's get started bopping Goombas, taking care of Koopa Troopas, and having good old-fashioned Mario platforming fun. Super Mario 3D Land, of course, is a platformer game, but it's been described as a 3D Mario game that plays like a traditional 2D Mario. As expected, Super Mario 3D Land has elements of traditional side-scrollers, such as, linear levels, with those of open-world games, such as the three-dimensional movement and other actions. But though, like the Marios of old, the way you take damage goes by let's see here. If you take damage from an enemy, you can shrink. So let's say if you're like Fire Mario, if you take a hit, you become Super Mario. And if you're Super Mario and you take another hit, you become Small Mario. And also there's also a dash button, as opposed like in the other 3D Marios, where you had just the analog stick would determine your speed. In Mario 3D Land, instead of, it also is like the Marios of old, where there's a gold pole at the end that you grab, and the higher you grab it, the more of a bonus you get. And if you go at the tippy top, you grab it right on the top, you get an extra life, which is cool. And also, there are many traditional Mario power-up items, such as the Mushroom, Fire Flower, and Starman. And there are also items called the Boomerang Flower, which you can throw really awesome boomerangs, and you can attack, and then those boomerangs can also collect items that are a little bit out of your reach, as well as attack enemies, of course. There's the Propeller Box, which is, to me, reminds me of the propeller suit from New Super Mario Wii, which of course allows you to reach higher areas. And there's also the Prize Box, which gives you extra coins while walking around in it. And of course, there's the Invincibility Leaf, which, if you suck so badly, as in you die 5 times, it can give you invincibility and the power of the Tanuki suit. And of course, the Tanuki suit has come back as well in this game, but not the raccoon suit. It's basically the full-on raccoon suit known as the Tanuki suit. If you play Super Mario 3, you know what that is. But in this game, the Tanuki suit doesn't allow you to actually fly. It just lets you descend at a slower rate, which is cool. And also there's the P-Wing. So if you really suck badly, you have that option to use the P-Wing, which after you die about 10 times, it sends you right to the end of the level near the gold pole. Which is so if you do a little bit too badly, or if you're a newcomer to the game, it's cool to have those options as well. And also hidden within the levels are star medals that are required to unlock certain levels in the game. And the map screen, of course, you know, it's gotta have a map screen. It contains toad houses as well as mystery boxes where more star medals can be earned. And about the toad houses, if you have a spot pass or if you've met people out in the world and you have Mii's on your 3DS, you know, those Mii's can give you items, which is really cool. And I think I have about over like 100 and some Mii's I've collected through Spot Pass or Street Pass or whatever. But I have a lot of presents from them, so that's pretty cool. And it's a nice touch as well. And also, after you beat the main game, you go to like a set of special levels, which some of them might have additional challenges, such as you only get 30 seconds to beat the level. And when you complete that Special Worlds 1 castle, you unlock Luigi. Of course, you can't have a Mario game without Luigi, right? But you unlock him, who has slightly different controls than Mario. So, also, this game uses the Nintendo 3DS's 3D abilities very well, allowing players to perceive depth when you view it in 3D. And while the game isn't required for the 3D, some different points and obstacles are more noticeable or easier when you turn on the 3D, which is cool. To me, I like the 3D, and I do notice it is much easier to play it like that, because some of those obstacles are easier to gauge. And I think the game's creators, when they designed the game, that's what their main intent. Because when Super Mario 64 came out, sure it was in 3D, but it was hard to tell when to jump, or it was hard to tell when to, what's the right word? It was hard to gauge, how to tell the distance between jumps. Of course, you had that little shadow you had, but it was still a little bit difficult at times. And to me, with Super Mario 3D Land, it makes it a little bit easier per se. Anyway, this was a really fun game. And I know for this review, I think it was hard for me to record, but I wanted to do this the best I could, so hopefully this footage is alright. But and I also played without the 3D, because if I turned on the 3D, it would look pretty unseeable. But I really love this game, and I'm eager for its sequel, Super Mario 3D World, coming out for the Wii U. And I really like it, and that's awesome. But anyway, I highly suggest playing 3D Land, this game here, in 3D, because it's much easier to gauge your jumps and other things. But that's just me though. But anyway, as usual, on my recommendation scale, I'd say highly recommended. It's good Mario fun in a 3D in a little portable package. Pick this up if you can. This game is also downloadable if you don't want to get the physical copy. It's also on the Nintendo eShop. So pick it up and have some awesome Mario Goomba stomping, Koopa Troopa kicking, Bowser beating fun. And as usual, before we wrap up, if you live in or around South St. Paul, Minnesota, please visit my good friends at Level Up Games. They also have a website, and they sell magic cards and tabletop board games, and they got magic tournaments as well as HeroClix tournaments. And their website and their address is down below if it isn't already. And also, if you're seeing this on YouTube, please rate and subscribe to my channel. And also, I have a Facebook fan and group page. And also, I'm getting together a Google Plus page. So, all that stuff is down below as well. Oh, and a Twitter feed as well. I almost forgot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned for another episode of Power Up.